Hey guys, my name's Cassandra, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to arm knit an infinity scarf. Arm knitting is pretty easy to pick up. I started knitting probably around September of 2014. I've knitted probably over 200 scarves since then, and it's basically became second nature. I knit scarves for local craft fairs, family, friends. I take orders if anybody's interested, and I have also participated in a program called Operation Gratitude, which sends out my scarves to the troops because the nights where they are stationed tend to be cold. The best thing about arm knitting is you don't need any experience. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to knit one of these beautiful scarves all on your own. Some people think knitting is difficult, but with a few simple steps, I'm sure you'll pick it up pretty fast. The first thing you're going to need today is a skein of yarn. A skein is just basically a ball of yarn. You typically want to get the bulky yarn. It's not necessary, but I like the way they come out better. And you're going to need around 80 yards. The second thing you're going to need is 2 arms. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is remove all your bracelets you have in your wrist to prevent them from getting in the way of your knitting. Next, you're going to want to untwine your whole skein of yarn to find the 2 ends. Once you have found the 2 ends, put them together and pull out about an arm's length worth of string to make a slip knot. You are going to wrap the string around the back of your hand and pull the string up and through, creating a loop. Put your wrist through the loop and pull the 2 strings to tighten the knot to your wrist. I will do it again for you just in case you missed it. Also, it doesn't matter what wrist you start on, but I normally always start on my right. Okay, so this string is called your tail, and this string is called your working string. You're going to take your pointer and your thumb and pinch them in between your working string and your tail. Once they are in between the 2 strings, open your fingers and twist your wrist so your palm orientation is up. Now you're going to take your hand with the string on your wrist and weave it under the first string, over the third, and back towards you and through the hole. Now pull the strings just like before to make it tight to your wrist. Now you have 2 stitches on your wrist. We're going to continue this step until we have 7 stitches on your wrist. Keep in mind you don't have to make it too tight because it'll make it harder for you to continue the steps. Okay, so once you have 7 stitches on your wrist, it should look like this. So for the rest of the scarf, we are going to just ignore the tail. Next, you're going to hold the working string in the hand with all the stitches on your wrist. While holding the string, pull the first stitch closest to your hand off your hand, pulling the working string through, creating a loop that you'll put your opposite wrist through. Pull close to your wrist. Now hold the working string in the hand with all the stitches on it and repeat. You're going to continue this step until all the stitches are transferred to the opposite wrist. Once all the strings are transferred, you are going to want to pull on your first row that you've created and observe your work. You're going to want to do this every time you transfer all the stitches onto the opposite wrist, just to make it cleaner. Now you're going to continue transferring over the stitches to your wrist until your scarf is almost finished. So this is what my scarf looks like halfway done. When you get to the point where you have about this much string left, you are going to want to end your scarf. To do this, we're going to hold the string in your hand with the stitches like we've been doing and transfer only 2 stitches onto the opposite wrist. Once you have done that, take the closest string to you off of your wrist and drop it completely. Tighten the scarf to your wrist and transfer another stitch to your opposite wrist. You should always only have 2 stitches on the opposite wrist when ending your scarf. Continue to do this until you have only 1 stitch transferred over.